Rala, before we go into this lesson, we give all honor, all glory, and all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakak with Dash. We give double honors to the apostles and prophets and elders of GMS Camp, better known as Great Millstone, for the bring forth the 100% truth that have been currently edified under. Shalom to the elect, the tabernacle of David, and I am Roberta Zaria coming through this lesson. Now, we're dealing with what is love according to the Bible, because of a specific gentleman that we heard asking this very same question. So it's better that we go back into what? And go back into simple understandings to give you proper understanding so that you won't be confused. Alright? This is, are we going back? Are we doing it back to the basics as usual? Let's start off with 1 John chapter 5 and verses 2. So the Bible tells you, according to the law and testimony, that this is love. Which let me read from verse 1 John chapter 5 and verse 2. It says, by this we know that we love the children of power, when we love power and keep his commandments. So there's a criteria in which we show our love or demonstrate our love to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? This is the first part to understanding it, which is what? Keep his commandments. Verse 3 says, for this is love, for this is the love of power, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So, and it goes back to what? It goes back to your work. It's not just by faith, it's also by work. They work hand in hand, right? And part of your work is to what? Be obedient unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Having faith in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, but obedient unto his ways, which is to what? Continue to rehearse the righteous acts, aka keeping of the commandments according to the scriptures. This is how we show and demonstrate our love, because it even goes back to, because this particular one, it says, alright, when it says, let me get a precept, and I believe it's 2 John chapter, 1 verse 6. It says what? And this is love, that we walk after. Again, it tells you this is love. And we'll get the NLT as well. But this is love, that we walk after his commandment. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk ye in it. The commandments goes back to what we have heard from the beginning. Let me get the NLT before I go into that precept. It says love means doing what God has commanded us. One more time. Love means doing what God, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, has commanded us. And he has commanded us to love one another, just as ye heard from the beginning. But this also goes back to the commandments, because the commandments was given from the beginning. This goes back to the law that Moses received of Yahweh and passed it on to the children of Israel. Like get a precept in Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 33. Listen to how it sounds like this exact same precept that we read in 2 John chapter 1 and verse 6. Ye shall walk in all the ways which Yahweh your power had commanded you, that ye may live, and that it may be well with you, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess. Which is the exact same thing that Jeremiah had displayed unto the children of Israel, the Judah, in Jeremiah chapter 7, which they did not hearken, of course. But like in a precept, just to make sure that I don't want to butcher. It's Jeremiah 7 and verses 20, I believe. Is that 20 or 23? 23. But this thing commanded I, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. Exactly what was mentioned, going back into what? 1 John, 2 John Salak. So we're seeing that in order to display that love, or to show love, or to love, there's a way in which we do it, which is to walk in his ways, which is to keep his commandments. Do the will of the Heavenly Father as mentioned in scriptures. And let's not forget the second aspect of said love. Because when they go into John chapter 15, let's go back into John yet again. Chapter 15 and verses 3. Not 3, so like 13. Saying here, right? No, I believe it's, going down. 13. Greater, let me read from verses 12. Alright, but 13. This is the commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love had no man than this. Greater love had no man than this, that a man laid down his life for his friend. But the point of it is the displaying of his love. This is my commandment, that ye love one another. And what that goes into, it was properly explained in the book of Romans chapter 13, from verses 8. And it says, owe no man anything, but love one another. For he that loveth another had fulfilled the law. One more time. For he that loveth one another had fulfilled the law. It breaks down what you are expected to do in order to show that said love. For this, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. See how it comes down to the same aspect of keeping the will of Yahweh Shem Yoshai? Not doing ill against your brothers. If you will show that love to your brother, you wouldn't even consider to look at his wife. You wouldn't consider to steal from him or talk bad or negative against him. It's part of the love. This is what love is according to the scriptures. Verse 10, love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law. So you see, now you understand what love truly is. This is a short lesson, but now you understand what love truly is, which is why in Galatians it tells you, in verse 5 and verses 14, let me read it again. Everybody, all the people like to go into Galatians 5, but it doesn't show you this part. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. See that? Because why? It's a way of showing love. Keeping these commandments in these ways are showing love to your brethren and showing love to who? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Let's go into 1 John again. Let's jump on verses 4 and go to verses 21, straight to the point, where it says, and the commandment, and this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth power, love his brother also. If you love Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you are to love your brother also. And who is your brother according to the law and testimony, according to scriptures? Let's go Matthew chapter 12 and verses 50. Verse 49. And he stretched forth. Sorry, go for verses 46. While he yet talked to the people, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him who is his mother, and who are his brethren. And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples, and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. He goes on to further say, for whosoever do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother, my sister, and my mother. So what John in continue chapter 4 verse 22 is making that clear of. And it says, and this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth power also loveth his brother. It's going into more so those that doing the will of the Heavenly Father, which is in heaven, which is the men that crying and sighing today, making their body a living sacrifice, continuing to persevere and not breaking a sweat, not wanting to turn away from the truth, but continue to do the works that was provided for them to do. And you see, showing more the two aspects making love what it is, which goes back into what? The two great commandments that go Mark chapter 13. Sorry, 12, Salak, and 30. Not 13, 12 and 30. I said the wrong thing, so Salak here. It says in verse 30, and thou shalt love Yahweh with all Yahweh thy power, with all thy heart and all thy soul and all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. And here it says, and the second is namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, which has already been broken down. But you see what it goes back to? The two great commandments. And here it says, and there is no other commandment greater than these. So how do we display love according to law and testimony according to the Bible? Or what is love according to the Bible? It's your obedience unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which is to love him and love your brethren, your brother, by keeping the commandments given. Because by doing so, you would have fulfilled the law. So by having faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and being obedient unto his words, you are now showing that love unto who? Him, Yahweh, and to your brethren. Going back into 1 John again, because we want to get this part, verses 5 and verses 3, which we read before. It says, for this is the love of power, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. Let's go into that precept real quick for the word love. Make sure. I believe it's this one. Bear with me. I believe agape.
Strong's G26 agape.
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 I was close. Which goes into what? Affection. Here's the point. Goodwill. Here's another point. Brotherly love. Here's the main point. Benevolence. Because what benevolence goes into? Let's get our word benevolence in the dictionary. Benevolence. It goes into what? A disposition to do good. And how does one know to do good? It stands by the law itself. So if you want to do good, if you want to show your benevolence or display your love, you have to do what? It goes back to the action word. Keeping of the commandments, being obedient unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's it. At the end of the day, he is your salvation. And if you, the thing is, you have to listen to be obedient unto your salvation, to receive salvation. Come on. And this is only for the elect of the children of Israel. No other nation go and get this. So I hope this lesson was indeed edifying. Now we identify and understand what is love, according to the Bible. So you say, Shalom Yasharala, Kal Halal Yam Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. We give double honor to the apostles and prophets and elders of James Camp, but turn us great minister for the bring forth the 100% truth that have been currently edified under. Shalom to the elect, the tabernacle of David, and I am Roberta Zariak saying to you, Shalom until the next one. So Shalom.